Hello friends and happy Moon Day. My name is Allison Wonderland and I am the self-proclaimed priestess of Wonderland. Follow me down the rabbit hole as we sit between the worlds and discover different metaphysical self-care, natural healing techniques. We talk about tarot, the moon, crystals, herbs. Specifically today we're talking about the moon flowing through the energy of the week and seeing what we can expect for the current week. Because the moon reflects our emotions, the energy that the moon is flowing with is probably going to have an effect on your body. As we all know, the moon affects bodies of water, and we are made up of a very large portion of water. So I just share my experiences with how the moon affects me. We'll be talking about the energy of the current week. So I release these videos every Sunday evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch it live as we premiere the video, or you can watch it anytime throughout the week as I include timestamps so that you can jump around to whatever time of the week it is. And I'm going to leave you with future Allison. We'll see you on the other side. Hello, happy Halloween week. If you're joining me live on this premiere, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope that you are excited to flow through the energy of the week with me. I'm just going to kind of try like a bunch of different things to see what would be working with an evening time schedule better than the Monday morning time schedule. So we're just going to try a bunch of things out and see what we like and see what works with the structure of the video this week. Because it's Halloween week, I'm so excited. We are going to be using both the Halloween Oracle and the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. And because I'm trying to kind of not get busted for copyright infringement, we're not going to focus on a chakra or a solfeggio, which kind of makes me sad. Maybe I'll figure out how to purchase some that I'm able to use without violating any copyright laws, but maybe I can try to make my own. I only have one tuning fork. We can use the same solfeggio frequency every week. But I thought it would be fun for Halloween week because I feel like any crystal that you work with during shadow season is going to help protect you in some sort of way, or at least ground you into the earth energy, which is really important when we're experiencing the thinning of the veil. So we're going to be picking a gemstone for the week. I would love to hear what your Halloween plans are, or if you already celebrated over the weekend. Share pictures with us in Discord or on Facebook. I had a very unintentionally busy week. I was finishing up the digital copy of the planner, and I was so excited and could not have been more happy with it. And then I deleted the file. So instead of watching Practical Magic like I wanted to, I was on the computer all day totally redoing the file that I deleted. So we usually pick our pumpkins out pretty close to Halloween, so I'll either be carving those tonight as we're premiering the video, or I'll be doing it during the day on Monday so that it's ready for trick-or-treating on Halloween night. We started doing that in my area. Our pumpkin, it's still pretty warm this time of year, so our pumpkins rot very quickly and easily. So if you carve it the week before, it's probably not going to look the same on Halloween night. So we just kind of started that tradition a couple years ago to just carve it on or as close to Halloween as possible. So that has been our tradition in the last few years. And our stone for today is Rainbow Moonstone. I actually have some right here. One of my pendulums is Rainbow Moonstone. Very cool. Rainbow Moonstone is a gem of fruition, celebration, Fruition, celebration, gratitude, and expansion. Radiating with vitality, joy, and life force, it helps you to maintain optimism and see the light during dark and challenging times. Rainbow Moonstone also purifies and transmutes negative energy and activates the soul star chakra for connection with the stars and other dimensions. The affirmation is, my dreams will come to fruition and the possibilities are endless. I really like this stone to work with for Halloween week as the veil is thinning, because it has black tourmaline in it. That's what the black specks are there. So it's moonstone with black tourmaline in it, and that's what makes it the rainbow moonstone, as well as the iridescent of the moonstone itself. But that's kind of nice to stay grounded and connected while you are seeing beyond the veil. So a wonderful stone to work with for Halloween week. So Monday morning will be in Capricorn. When I first saw this, I was kind of like, oh, that's not a very like Halloween-y kind of feel, but oh, I meant to have my hat on. I had it right here. And Gizmo's here too. So welcome to Wonderland, you guys. I hope that you're having a happy celebratory time. This is my favorite time of year. So we're starting off the week in Capricorn, and I was like, oh, that's not very Halloween-y. Like, you know, you kind of want to have like a full moon on Halloween night, and a full moon in Scorpio or something like that. But we all know we always have a new moon in Scorpio, so we can't have that energy actually on Halloween. But we're still here in Scorpio season, and that's what connects us to that spooky magnetic energy. But yeah, Capricorn is good for, I think, grounding us in the day. So if you're starting off your Halloween morning, I would recommend like really connecting to the earth with that Capricorn energy before it shifts into Aquarius. Because Aquarius is going to allow us to expand our minds and kind of be a little weird and kooky, just like the Addams family. On Halloween. So at 11:43 a.m. Monday morning, we're going to move into Aquarius. So Aquarius is going to give us that permission to be weird and strange and unusual. Perfect energy for Halloween, I would say. And we also have a waxing crescent moon here at the beginning of the week. So the right half of the moon is light and increasing, because we're going to have a first quarter moon on Wednesday. So Monday and Tuesday, we're having a waxing crescent moon in Aquarius. And that is going to bring us to Pisces energy Wednesday afternoon. So we have a first quarter moon, and it's technically it's 50% while we're still in Aquarius. So we are the weirdos, Mr. Happy Halloween Friends is what the message for this week was in the planner. Okay, so technically we do have the first quarter while we're still in Aquarius. But then Wednesday afternoon at 2:47 p.m. Eastern, we move into Pisces. So this is that watery, dreamy energy. So this is shifting from out of the box thinking into like really expanding and exploring your imagination. It's more of a like, well, it's a watery and dreamy energy compared to the airy, refreshing new kind of energy. So Wednesday afternoon, all day Thursday, and even into most of Friday, we're going to be in this Pisces energy. So this might carry you from your sugar high from Halloween and kind of carry you through the week in this weird kind of daisy hazy kind of feeling. And honestly, I like to start my ancestor work Halloween night, like the 31st around midnight, is when I will light my candles and put my offerings out. And I like to use the whole month of November to connect with my ancestors, and I really do kind of feel their presence, especially at the beginning of November, and then it kind of wanes through the end of November. So this whole week, like, just because we have Halloween on Monday and like boom, it's over and done with, I continue this energy all throughout the month. So it kind of shifts, like I allow for that like Halloween and trick-or-treating and fun and candy kind of energy, like the fun, playful kind of energy, and then I dive into like the serious ancestor work and divination and trying to connect and being grateful and expressing gratitude and carrying that throughout the entire month of November as well. The candle subscription box for this month is focusing on gratitude and expressing gratitude every day. Because when we have an attitude of gratitude, we are able to like raise our vibration to this appreciating what I have, and it's just like this higher level that allows for more things to be attracted to you. And using the rest of this Scorpio energy for the next couple weeks to really raise your vibration to the energy that you want to attract. So by appreciating the things that you have, you're able to call more of that forward by raising yourself to that vibration. And gratitude is like the best way to do that, because when we're stuck thinking about all the things that we don't have in that lack mindset, my goal is to focus on gratitude for the entire month, and especially the first couple weeks, gratitude for the people that have come before us. When we move into Aries, you might feel this burst of energy because we're at the end of the week. We have a waxing gibbous moon, so this is almost full. It's more than 50% full. So the closer we get to the full moon, the more your energy is going to start increasing. And once that sugar high and that sugar rush has kind of died down, it's going to be nice to have this Aries energy at the end of the week. So Friday evening at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time, we move into Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the first sign of spring. So this encompasses that energy of starting things and like activating and feeling inspired and wanting to move forward and start something new. And I feel like this energy after Halloween kind of feels like that. Like November feels like we're reaching the end of the year and we're like, okay, so what do we want to do next? Because we'll eventually move into Sagittarius season, which is going to have us reflecting and projecting and pointing what direction we want to move in for next year. I can't believe we're so close to the end of this year. Oh my gosh. So we're starting off the week technically with Earth energy, with Capricorn Monday morning. We actually might, I should have checked, we might be in void of course. So let's just say we're starting off the week with the air element. This is wisdom, air, specifically out of the box wisdom, like that weird idea that you think, maybe that won't work, but because it's so bizarre, this is about like trying that weird, bizarre thing and seeing that it might surprise you, that it might just be the thing that you need. It's also about expressing your weirdness, and what better day to do that than Halloween? So air, air, and then we dive into water to help get us into that rhythm and that flow and expanding our dreams, flowing towards them. And then we can bring fire element into it and put those dreams and those ideas and that imagination that we learned with the air and the water and put it into action. Actually take those steps to move forward. And then on Monday, we're going to have Taurus bring us back down to earth and ground that energy so that we're not like running away with it. We're actually like, hey, wait, we got to do these steps first too. So take one step at a time instead of Aries is charging head first with those horns on their head into everything. So air, water, fire this week. Like Aries energy on a weekend just makes me think of chores. It makes me think of like cleaning out the closets, mowing the lawn, raking the leaves. Just because Aries energy combined with, I have Leo and Sagittarius energy in my chart, so it's just like when I throw Aries in there, it's like, what can we do? And I really, it's important for me. And if I'm just saying this, if anybody else has a lot of fire in their chart, on an Aries day, I have to remember that I need to have my to-do list, because I tend to like jump from one thing to the next. I'm like, oh, I got to do this and I got to do this and I got to do this. And I have all this energy to get these stuff done. But a lot of it is running around like a chicken with my head cut off, because I'm just like, I can't focus. It's too much fire. I'm like, I've got all this energy. I need to use it. So that's why I recommend for excess fire to do cardio to like burn off some of that excess energy, or using one of the other elements like grounding. To-do lists are grounding for me. If I have a list of things to do, I can take one thing at a time and check it off. And that's just how I handle excess fire energy, because otherwise I'm running around and doing half of everything, and nothing gets completed or nothing gets finished. So then I end up playing catch up when we move into Taurus. Taurus is usually like, okay, slow down, let's get these things done. So these were the two cards that came out for us. We had the Skull of Light Illumination, which I thought had the same kind of energy as this Rainbow Moonstone card that we have here. But then we have Grief as well. So let's read what the Grief card has to say. Grief is the uncomfortable dance between feeling everything and feeling nothing. Wow, I like that. It isn't exclusive to losing someone. Grief can manifest when you feel like a failure or when you have regret. It can appear when you feel overwhelmed or when you feel guilty. It can leave you feeling it all, then feeling nothing, or even feeling both at the same time. Likewise, we can be so lost in our grief that we forget to live. We mourn for things that have long since slipped through our fingers. We find ourselves in a sort of limbo, living half dead. This is what can happen when you spend too much time searching for the missing that you've lost and forgetting to be grateful for what's left behind. Pulling grief means you have a lack of satisfaction about where you are in life, what you have, or perhaps more appropriate, what you don't have. You're putting too much of your focus on what is missing and have cut off the rest of the world. There are still people and opportunities for you if you only lift your head and take a look around. Life still goes on when you've suffered a loss. Mourn for the things that you wanted and didn't get, or had lost, but be sure to keep going. The universe never takes something away without giving you something to take its place. I think also that it's important to point out that this card can relate to, like, if you're shedding parts of yourself, if you're like removing a mask and deciding not to like have that be part of who you are, or if you're integrating the parts of yourself that you want to transition into. This can be like mourning the loss of yourself, or the loss of. I think it's important to reiterate the feeling guilty, or like a failure. When I deleted that file, I really struggled with like feeling like a failure and feeling like I had lost something, and I tend to catastrophize things, and I was panicking and I was scared to touch the computer. I was like, what if I accidentally delete the planner file? Because I don't even know how, well, I know how it happened, but I'm just like, why did I do that? Like, I knew what I was doing, but I thought that I had another copy. I was just trying to make room for this huge file, because adding the hyperlinks on there, it just creates this big file, and I wanted to make it. I was trying to figure out how to compress it so that it's not going to take up so much space on people's devices, whatever device they decide to use it on. But you have to like allow yourself to feel that guilt, that failure, that negative emotion of grief or loss. And like I went through this panic mode of like, can I recover it? Can I recover it? Can I recover? And I like did quick Google searches, but I just couldn't handle like the emotions that I was feeling. So I walked away from the computer. Oh, and I felt so sick. I felt like I was going to throw up. I felt dizzy. My stomach was upset. Like it was really, really bad when I deleted this file. And I had to walk away. I had to like allow myself to feel that discomfort. I had to drink a ginger ale to settle my stomach. And I took a nap / meditated, because I was just like, I could not believe there was this like huge sinking pit in my stomach, and I couldn't believe that I had deleted that file. So I allowed myself an hour to nap / meditate and to like drink my ginger ale, and I ate some food. 'Cause at that time I had already worked on it for so long. All I had was like crap. Like I had coffee, sugar, because I was in that like productive mode. And then I just felt so sick and horrible. So I allowed myself to take a nap, meditate, get my strength and energy back up, because I had to wrap my head around, I have to do this again. Like I have to do it all over again. Like there's no getting it back. I had to let go that it was gone, accept that it was gone. And after the nap, after I meditated, for some reason, I thought about the movie Hercules, which I don't think I had ever seen before, the animated Disney movie. I put that on, and then I just started again. I started again, and I don't know if that was like a message from my spirit guides, like you have the strength, like Hercules' strength to keep going and to finish. I don't know. So that was my little brief moment of allowing myself to experience this loss, to allow myself to rest and recuperate and regain my energy and my strength, and to let go and move on, and to start new and to start fresh. It was like this this like couple hours of like going through the motions of grief is what happened there. But the important thing is that you come out of it. Life still goes on when you've suffered a loss. Mourn for the things you wanted and didn't get, or had and lost, but be sure to keep going. The universe never takes something away without giving you something to take its place. So obviously I had to go through that like mini lesson of grief this weekend, instead of celebrating like I wanted to. But there's always today and tonight to celebrate. So let's see how this compares to the skull of light. I have a feeling this is like balancing the darkness and light. We can stay in the dark, exist only in the midnight hours, but shining the torch, the victory is ours. As the famous psychotherapist Jung suggests, knowing our own darkness helps us cope with darkness of others. Taking the time to know thyself and to seek understanding of the more destructive or shadow natures can lead to huge happiness and less anxiety. The idea of being shown the way in the most difficult of times and always knowing that we are never alone in the darkness are the keys to the magical element. Light is usually a comforting Light is usually a comforting thing, yet sometimes we do not really want to see the boogeyman under the bed. It's too scary, it's too big, and we know not how to defeat it. Yet by simply shining the torch upon such darkness, the victory is ours. Should the skull of light enter your life, know that it is time to open yourself fully to the clarity of bright illumination. Allow yourself to be seen, to see, and to act upon what is shown to you. The time has passed for hiding, for pretending, and for swallowing our discomfort by accepting the status quo when it really doesn't suit us. Wow, I don't know why. I need to stop saying I can't believe this, because I do believe, like, when there are these incredibly strong connections. First, we had the rainbow moonstone, which literally is the light with the darkness, the black tourmaline with the moonstone. And then we have grief, darkness, and light and illumination. They are together one and the same thing that creates the whole. And that is the exact purpose of shadow season, of integrating that shadow, integrating that darkness, not suffocating it and suppressing it, but allowing it to breathe and transform and merge with your light so that you are a whole being of light and dark, good and bad. What a beautiful Halloween message for this week. And if you are stuck in the darkness, allow it. Allow it. Don't ignore it and suppress it and try to run away from it. Do what I did with grieving the loss of that file that I had worked so hard on. And it was literally this moment of so much happiness because I had taught myself this new thing, and I was really proud of myself. And it actually did make me think about grief and loss, because it was a moment that I would have told my dad about. I would have been like, hey, look at this thing that I created, because he was a very technical person, and he would have been the person that I would have asked for, hey, how do I do this? Because he worked for a computer company for 30 years. He was the person that everybody went to for technical advice, and advice on every level. He knew everything. So this would have been something that I would have gone to my father asking advice for, and it would have been something that when I finished it, I would have been like, hey, look at this, look what I did. And so in a sense, it was also a lesson of I can be proud of myself without that external light that says, that recognizes yeah, you did do that. Good job. I didn't need anybody else to do that. And even though I kind of was like, hey, Dad, look what I did, talking to him. But I think that this mini lesson of grief was also about hey, you can congratulate yourself. Just because you didn't sell 100 copies of the planner like you wanted to, you can still be happy and proud that you created it for yourself and just hope that eventually somebody else will learn to love it and appreciate it for as much as you do. And just because I don't have that external support doesn't mean that I can't support myself from within. So wild adventures on this planner. It never ceases to amaze me. I mean, I recommend doing it monthly. That's what the moon teaches us when we have a new moon and a dark moon, where we allow ourselves to have these dark, heavy feelings, because then we can integrate them with the light and transform. So happy Halloween. Happy first quarter week. I hope that you're feeling that energy rising and that activation going and taking steps towards your goal. We only have 2 more months left in the planner. I can't believe it. I'm so excited to start working with the 2023 planner. Be sure to check the files in the Facebook group, and then I also put a link in Discord as well for the new moon weekly spread that you could fill out for the Scorpio new moon if you missed it. It's just a PDF file that you can print. You can print that out, fill that out, and you can print it out for December as well, for when we have the Sagittarius new moon. So that's just kind of like a free little gift for you to start getting ready. I feel like it was a really big piece that the 2022 planner was missing. So you can start working with that now, and then that will be in the 2023 planner as well. I'm so excited to bring this digital copy to you. It was, again, another missing piece that I feel like we needed. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited to bring it to you. Yeah, I think that's all the announcements. Sign up for the candle subscription box. I'm creating December and January already. We have those to look forward to as well. So happy Halloween again. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next week. Hi, I just wanted to add one more thing at the end, and I don't take grief lightly. It's just that I have done a lot of shadow work on my own personal grief, and if you are grieving the loss of somebody who you lost recently, I don't mean to take that lightly at all. Appreciate where you are in that moment of that loss and accept where you are. Don't feel like you have to be on this specific timeline and to go through each stage in a certain order. There is no one way or right way of grieving. Allow yourself to feel that whatever stage of it you are at. I don't take it lightly, and I don't know, just like looking back, I was like, oh, I was in a very dark hole for 3 years of my life after the loss of my father, and that's I allowed myself that time, and that's why I'm able to talk about it so easily, even though there are moments that kind of sting a little bit more, and it all comes rushing back. But I don't mean to take it lightly and or disrespect anyone who has suffered a recent loss. I don't take that lightly. Love and appreciate wherever you are on that journey, because your timeline, your grief timeline is your own. Allow for that space and that healing. Like, go through the stages like you're supposed to go through them, but there's no one way, and there's no like step. Even though they call them stages, they're not steps. You go through them on your own order, and you experience them differently than anybody else is going to experience them, even if that other person experienced the same loss. We all go through it differently, so don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to steps or stages or books. Just sit with it, just like this person is sitting with theirs. But do remember that there is light at the end of that tunnel, and if you ever need anybody to talk to or vent to, this community is always open and accepting of whatever stage or phase in life you are in. And you might want to consider leaving an offering for them. I'm making my grandmother's favorite ginger ale float for Halloween Eve, Samhain Eve, and you can always talk to them. They're always there. They're never gone, even if you are feeling that loss so deeply at this time. I just wanted to add that in there in case I don't take grief lightly at all. I don't sugarcoat it either. So wherever you're at, whatever phase you're in, love and appreciate that, and don't push yourself, rush yourself in any shape or form, no matter what anybody says to you. Take care of yourself, love yourself, and happy Halloween!